Welcome back to another episode of
Sarcastically Serious.
I'm your co-host Shaun,
And I'm James.
and let's get this started.
Let's go.
Maybe he won't notice. No, not at all.
I wonder what we're going to do here. Oh! Damn it, it broke. I get full penetration.
Well, I'll take that one back and exchange it for a new dildo.
Something bigger.
Yeah, obviously. You took that like a champ.
Oh!
This week's episode is brought to you by Georgia Dogs. We are sponsored now. Why did you look at me?
Where's
so
my
quick?
check at, bitch?
This is a test run.
Oh. They want to review and make sure they don't have any pointers?
Yeah.
Got it.
Make sure James isn't fucking everything up. Holy shit. Piece of dip. Dick.
Head
Dribble.
on me.
So, what's up, man?
Shit. I got something to bitch about.
All right, so today's the day after Christmas Eve. I guess giving and being thankful is over with. Go ahead, James.
Yeah, I'm fucking over it. No, but go ahead. What were you going to say?
No,
What are you so happy about?
just it's the holiday season, man.
Oh, yeah, it's the time for giving
Yeah.
and getting. No, so my thing to bitch about is, we're taught supply and demand, right?
Yeah.
Supply and demand. When supply's high or supply's low, demand's high, prices skyrocket, which is a stupid way of going about it. But I get it.
Capitalism, baby.
Capitalism, yeah. So nobody stopped slowing down on traveling in the last 30 days, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or even before that. We'll just say Thanksgiving, for instance.
Mhm.
Since Thanksgiving, gasoline has come down, I would say 40, 50 cents on average,
Yeah.
give or take, depending on where you're at in the country.
Mhm.
Here,
Mhm.
Georgia,
Mhm.
40, 50 cents.
Mm-hmm.
And why is that? That doesn't follow the principle of supply and demand.
No,
Supply is still low from our conflict overseas since your president shut down the pipeline.
watch your mouth.
I know. So why are gas prices and diesel fuel prices in general going down?
I don't know.
It's stupid, right?
Yeah, it's all
Stupid. I hate it.
It's all bullshit, man.
It is.
It is. It's all It's political gain. It's
When this,
fucking.
I forgot the name for it, but with the Governor Kemp signed 30-cent tax,
Oh, he took off state tax.
state tax.
Yeah.
So I dropped it 30 cents.
Yeah.
And that's going to expire at the end of this month. I
Yay.
believe it's the end of this month.
No.
So they're lowering it 50 cents to jump back up to 30 cents the first of the year. And so the whole supply and demand thing, I was just staring at the prices over the last few weeks as I'm going round and round and noticed that it was slowly been trickling down, which I'm happy for.
Oh, absolutely.
It's fun.
I completely empty my Tahoe is only $58 to fill up now.
Damn.
This time last year it was over 100.
But that's my go-to for bitching this morning.
Oh,
What are you bitching about?
thank goodness that's over with.
I'm not done.
Why do we have to be bitching?
No.
All
That's
right,
what I consider it, bitching.
So I got a joke for you.
Okay. Not
Who's
there?
Um,
not money.
stupid.
So leading up to this, me and Shaun were trying to re-record our intro just because I'm never satisfied with anything he does. And it gets worse and worse as we're recording. That's what we ended up with, him barking.
You and my
He
wife
was so mad.
are never satisfied.
Yeah.
All right,
You step
so
up your game.
so it's Friday. It's payday. Dude gets his paycheck, goes to a bar, goes in and gets something to drink. Sees this hot chick over at the bar, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll buy her a drink." Tells the bartender, "Give her one, whatever. She's on me." He said, "All right." So he goes over there and gives her a drink. She comes walking over there and says, "Hey, honey, I'm a prostitute. You don't have to buy me drinks." Well, shit. All right, then. How much for a hand job? She said, $50. Golly, that's expensive. So he's like, all right. She said, come here. Let me show you something. Walk over to the window. She points out the window at the red Corvette. Said, see that brand new Corvette? Yeah, I just bought it cash. with the money I've made from giving hand jobs. So Buddy's like, shit, these got to be good. I'm going to get one. So they go in the back alley, gets a hand job. Next Friday, following week, Buddy gets a paycheck. All he's thought about all week is the best hand job he's ever had. So he goes back to the same bar, sees a chick there. He's like, hey, I got to know, what's that mouth do? She's like, well, it's $500. Oh, my gosh. So he's like,
That's a hell of a blowjob.
And she said, come here, let me show you something. Go over to the window. She points out the mansion on the hill. So see that mansion? I just paid cash for that with money I've made from blowjobs. So he's like, shit. All right, let's go in the back alley. Go in the back alley, get a blowjob. Next Friday, all week long, Buddy's been thinking about the best blowjob he's ever had in his life. So he goes into the bar, walks up to her, says, hey, I get a question. Yeah, I got to know how much is a piece of pussy. She leaned over and put her hand on his knee and said, honey, if I had a pussy, I'd own this whole town. Oh.
So in other words, you're broke, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and I had sex with my first transgender. So, sorry, kids.
Did you at least get
no
his
Christmas this
pronouns
year.
right?
It.
Oh, shim.
Yeah, just it wanted to be
Shim.
called it.
Cousin it.
Yeah.
But no, so I was telling Misty, this has probably been one of the better holiday seasons for me.
My baby mama.
Mm-hmm. And the reason why is something stupid. And out of all the years, I would think this would probably be one of the worst, considering all things that we've discussed on here.
She finally bought you your vibrator.
Yep.
The double-ended 6-foot one.
No, she got me the 5-6 footers out of stock.
Oh.
But
Well, it's still a
I'm
good
usually
Christmas.
I'm usually Scrooge for the most part.
By humbug.
Yeah.
I tried to watch. Hold on, real quick. I got to interrupt you. Have you ever seen that movie with Bill Murray, Scrooged?
Mm-mm.
It's like late 90s. Your sister's never seen it either.
That doesn't even sound familiar.
You Germans are fucking gay.
The Führer won't let us watch it.
Anyways, go ahead. So you usually Scrooge.
Yeah, I'm usually Scrooge just for the simple reason, one, you carry most of the kids in the family. And every time we get around each other, the kids are always bitching about what they get for Christmas.
Oh, slap them.
And it's, whether it's my kids, your kids, or kids in general, or the general population, when you watch the news after Black Friday deals, it usually starts then. I see how crazy people are being. I gotta save $50 on this flat screen, so I'm gonna fucking pull out a switchblade and cut someone to make sure I get to it first. And
Right.
I'm like, this is not the way people need to react to this stupid shit.
No.
Capitalism, once again, has taken control over society and made us all fucking crazy for the most useless shit.
So you're bitching about Black Friday.
Yeah.
Great, we're gonna get canceled because this show's racist now.
And but no,
Don't you dare
leading
talk.
all the way up to
Don't
that,
talk about Brown Thursday.
People get so bent out of shape about the holidays, or I won't say most people. I say their actions get me bent out of shape for the holidays because everybody's all about materialistic things, and I can't stand that shit.
Yeah.
I could deal without all that. And this year, I've kept to myself, stayed off the news just for that reason. I figured it'd trigger me.
Ignored my family when we came over.
Yeah.
Like, none of you kids talk to me. You motherfuckers put me in a bad mood every year.
No, but I was actually in a decent mood this year. Like, I wasn't pissed off. Like, I didn't have a chip on my shoulder. I didn't feel like.
You didn't 5 years ago either.
What was 5 years ago?
I don't know, but me and Charlene was looking through our memories on our phone. All the Christmas holidays we've had. There's some new fucking thing with the photo app. I'll show you. A little album.
Mm-hmm.
And it does this whole music collage thing and kind of puts
like memories.
Yeah, like its own thing together, but on your phone. And so anyways, it came up with 2017, and that was the year where me and you were walking around everybody at your mom's old house, like getting the biggest, stupidest grin selfies with everyone.
Oh, yeah. We're just walking around.
Yeah. And I had the biggest fucking dip in my mouth that was not concealable. I just,
drooling.
yeah, basically. And I was like, it was so funny, man. But yeah, that year you didn't seem like Scrooge.
No.
Other than
it probably
that,
started when I had kids.
Oh, fucking bastards.
Yeah.
Me
If I
too.
could give them back, I could. I would.
Shove them in.
Damn it. My phone's still plugged up. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. My
You
phone's
fuck.
still plugged up for the music intro.
So whose fault is that
Mine.
mishap there?
That?
Yeah,
Oh,
that one.
You forgot to
Right.
unplug
You
instead of
might,
plugging
no,
shit in.
everyone heard mine first, correct?
So, there we go. Look, you unplugged it finally. And it's gone. But no, I just, I'm always usually got a chip on my shoulder.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at any one person in particular. It's just the overall, everybody's
Society.
about fucking material
Yeah,
things.
yeah, but I mean, that's where society as a whole is
And
going.
not to get religious about it and shit. I was like, yes, it's, for Jesus' birthday and so on. And I get that. But for me, it's more or less the time with family, the valuable time. Because it's the one day a year that we usually spend the majority of the day together out of all the rest of the days in the year. So it's one day I'm like, okay, let's concentrate on being good at it, and enjoy it.
You're a man in the household. You're supposed to take your family to Christ.
Oh, okay.
That wasn't a joke. But anyways,
How was that service, by the way, Shaun?
no idea what you're referring to. Anyways, no, we had a good talk, and so during sometime our last episode, we had talked about goals, right, for next year, and I said there was two things I wasn't gonna.
Shaun mentioned he wasn't worried about his family
at all. Nah,
He's
fuck
like,
them.
My business, money.
Yeah, fuck them hoes. No, but so obviously Christmas is over with now, and I can add in the little fucking thing here. You think I should add that video in?
Which one?
The one I showed you right before we started here.
You can.
Nah.
They'll probably get bored by it.
Yeah, they'll be like, what the fuck? It's only 58 seconds. They're going to get so bored.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
click.
I gave all my kids a Bible, personalized Bible for Christmas, and wrote a scripture in there for each one of them. Something that symbolizes how I see them and or advice I want them to live by or whatnot. So anyway, so that was pretty cool, and we're going to start going to church more. I think we're going to check out church in Cartersville because the one we used to go to has changed a lot, and the original pastor's not there anymore, and that's who made us fall in love with that church and the congregation and everything else. So I think we're going to check out a different church and see if we
You should try going to
shut up.
Texas. That Joel Osteen guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's got money.
Fuck him.
He's got money. He's got big house, big mansion, big church. You can fit
Yeah, the
like
congregation pays for that.
Yeah. No, they don't.
Yeah.
Jesus' blessings do.
Dude, that dude
He
reminds
is
me
ultimately blessed.
That dude reminds me of politicians. His congregation is like the U.S. taxpayers,
Yes.
and piece of fucking shit.
Yeah, I've been wanting to look up a documentary on this guy and where his upcoming comes from and so on.
It's nothing like the way he lives now.
Oh, I'm sure. But
he lives in a
follow him because I'm sure he started off as authentic and legitimate and things like that. But
$16
at
million
some point,
mansion.
yeah, it's insane.
I mean, are you sure? You don't have a fucking clue. You're just assuming he started
I
off
think he's
with
just
good
pushing
intentions.
drugs through and human trafficking, and that's the reason the human congregation he has. He just locks them in and be like, all right, put them in a semi trucks.
Yeah, but
Go park them on a back road with no AC.
How do they go and get money and come back and give it to him?
Well, they
so
bring
he
it at the
lives
first go. They have to buy admission tickets. It's probably like Taylor Swift tickets.
Oh,
You
God.
just can't get them.
You're stupid. So, nah, man. I think people like that, it's complete garbage. I mean, don't get me wrong. If his church is bringing in that much money, he should be blessing the hell out of people, dude. All bullshit aside.
Curing eyesight,
I mean,
fucking disabilities.
I'm not gonna, no.
Playing Jesus
No,
himself.
I don't mean like that. I mean like
Oh, I know.
going to homeless shelters, shit like that, taking care of them.
He does take photo op.
Yeah.
Look,
That's
I'm feeding this
that's about
homeless
it.
man with
One-
a spoon.
once a year. And I'm gonna wash his feet when I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
I seen a TikTok. It was great. It was like, hey Joel. Some dude got right up next to him. Hey, let's get a picture together. And he was actually recording. Puts it on, and he goes, "You know you're a fucking piece of shit, right?" Like, really? And he was like, it was great. I was
Man,
like,
God bless you.
I was like, holy shit, that was great. I mean, because how many times do people get to put their arm around him and tell him, hey, you know you're a piece of shit, right?
Who would you? Do you know who's the next tier down from Joel Osteen as far as large churches?
I don't keep up with them.
I don't either. I was just curious if you by chance stumbled across it.
No.
Like Joel Osteen's competition right down the road.
Yeah. No, and I try not to listen.
John something.
316. No, but I try to not listen to him at all. I mean,
I don't
simply
either.
for the fact of
it just blows me away
what he's doing.
Vast masses of people that believe in this man.
And that's the problem. So whenever you hear gospel, whenever you hear the word of Christ or scripture, it's supposed to be for that and that only. You're not supposed to praise any man or being. You're not supposed to idolize. You're not supposed to look at. You're not supposed to, like, for me, I'm non-denominational. Go to a Catholic church and I repent my sins to a priest in a little box. That's a sin. That is a sin. I am not supposed to repent to any one person, to a being at all, to a man. I'm supposed to repent my sins.
But God's
to
appointed
Jesus
that
Christ.
man.
No, he has not.
How do you know?
I don't believe in any of that. That's how I know. Because in the scripture, it's not said once, I've appointed this man, this whatever, the Pope, the whatever. It don't say none of that.
Also, it doesn't say anything about paying taxes.
It doesn't. So that's a fucking sin.
This is where it starts, the uprising.
No, but anyways, do you really want me to get me in this conversation?
No. I thought it was just, how do we stumble across this? I forgot. But anyways,
it doesn't matter.
But he's a trip, though.
Dude, he's a piece of shit. Whoever did that video, I idolize that person.
That's all we need, a green screen.
I'll send for you, dude.
We got to have a green screen back here. That's what we're working on.
Yeah.
Is, little clips and bits of just some random, stupid, just hilarious stuff we want to work with and comment. I can't even say the word.
Hakuna Matata.
What a wonderful day. And we're getting taken down by Disney. Way to go, Shaun.
I sang Hakuna Matata. You started singing Elsa shit.
No, that was part of the song.
Oh, what?
Dude, you've got to get... Oh, speaking of Lion King, random. So Gilbert went and bought a new TV. My stepdad, we're at their house. We have Christmas Eve there with the family.
Yep.
And we're bitching about the TV.
Because it
has a little bit darker blue tint than Shaun's green shirt he has on. And we kept complaining about it. And
what the fuck did you just say?
Changing the tint.
What did you just say? You said a little bit darker blue tint
than Shaun's green shirt.
Stupid.
I just wanted to see if you catch it.
I was wondering if you're actually colorblind.
No.
I was like, hold the fuck, pump the brakes.
Why would I say blue and green then?
Because those two colors are misconstrued.
Oh, maybe for you.
No, I know a guy that's colorblind at work, and he has a hard time with those.
Yeah, that's a cool story. But back to mine.
Eat a dick.
So you know how his screen's always blue, and we're always trying to change it every Christmas. And
no, I don't normally pay attention to it until this year. I walked in, I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
The last 2 years, I've tried changing it,
oh.
And every other time I've been over there. But either way, so I talk him into like, "Hey, you should go jump on a Black Friday, late Black Friday deal on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve."
Yeah.
And he went and bought a TV, and so I got to hang out and help him put it up.
Yeah, I've seen pictures.
And it looks so much better.
Yeah. So next year it won't be blue.
Yeah.
That sounded fucked up with me trying to whisper. All right. So
back to green screen. We're going to work on that. Maybe next year we'll have it. We'll only have a week till then.
I
like to have something.
A green screen? So you want to get rid of... I mean, I put this
I
wall
know. You
up.
put hard labor, hard hours, Walmart's money put in this wall.
I don't know. We'll see.
Or somehow edit it into the video.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That would probably be easier.
That's a lot more editing on your part
Well,
versus having a laptop right here and be like, all right, hit, and then it's going. We imagine it's there. We'll just have the screen here.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe that'll work. Or we could do a section of it or something. I don't know. Figure something out.
I'll show you on one of the episodes or one of the podcasts I watch. Your Mom's House. That's the name of it.
Yeah.
It's good. Y'all go check it out after you like and subscribe to ours.
Yeah. I've been checking out 2 Bears in 1 Cave.
That's good. Same guys.
Oh, is it?
That's his wife, though.
Oh, yeah, the
Tom Segura.
mom's basement.
No, your mom's house.
I thought it was your mom's basement.
That's where you're thinking.
All right. So anyways, next year.
Yeah. Goals. Big ones.
What's yours?
Oh, family, of course. Give me a second. I'm going to drink some water.
Yeah. Let me say family first, too.
Please remember that. Put that in your verse right there. Please remember that. No, so we talked a little bit about business. Business is going to be one of the key ones. Oh,
Fill me up,
hold
bitch.
on. I got to do my server duties.
Yeah. Since I have to do all the technical shit that I fuck up half the time,
Let me see.
don't spill that on my table.
I don't want to mess the draperies up, sir.
You poured it too fast.
Sorry, sir. Bitch to the manager, sir.
All right. So,
Yeah, business-wise, I'm venturing off to do something new. And I'm not going to release that yet until everything's in play.
I'm going to release this in your mouth.
But more or less, I'm going to concentrate on that because business has taken a little bit of a hit towards the end of the year, and that's something I need to improve on. It has picked up up to now. And I want to keep that trend and get back to where I was about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So busy, I
fuck.
didn't know which way it was up.
Yeah.
And but we wanted to touch base. Shaun's got a big release date, right? A re-grand opening of.
I'm pregnant. That's why I'm gaining weight. I'm pregnant.
Okay.
That's the excuse.
Are you gonna find the sex of the baby out?
No, we'll let it be a surprise this time.
Awesome.
I'm
That's
trying
why
to be
Jesus
like
wanted
you.
it.
You're such a shithead. I'm gonna get back into classes. So my firearms training I've done since 2016.
Sell the people on it, Shaun.
Yeah. So since 2016, I've done firearm training. The about February, March 2020, after COVID was a thing and everything started getting locked down, people freaked out, didn't really fucking know. We were all unknown, and then you had all this bullshit all over the news, and our government was pushing. So, so I quit doing classes. I think from then to now, I've done 4, maybe 5 classes.
In 3 years?
And,
In 3 years?
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah. I think I've done 4, maybe 5 classes, but they were all like business office, doctor's office,
Groups.
one of them a orthopedic or dentist did it for his Christmas party for his employees, the doctor or dentist or surgeon, whatever the fuck he
It's
is.
a doctor, so make sure you get it right.
But yeah, so other than that, I've just done private lessons, and I'm still doing those. I've got a couple more scheduled. Well, no, none for the rest of this year, actually, but I've got 2 already scheduled in January. But, so I'm going to start doing classes again. It's where random fucking people will sign up for a class together that, it's kind of been taboo all through that in the beginning. And then this past year, it's just been whatever. But really, with us doing this and me being active on this and persistent, it's really kind of helped.
It's drummed you back up into putting me.
Promoting this on social media, it's gotten me to where same thing I used to do with my business. It's not a ton of time consumed, but
It's consistent time.
it's just being consistent. And that was where I've slacked off of. I think in the last 2 years, like I've probably done 50 to, I don't know, way more than 50. So I've probably done 75 to 125 private lessons in the last 2 years. I think I've posted 2, maybe 3, and I've actually taken pictures of about probably half or a third. So I have way more on my phone, and I've looked at that. It's like, God, why did I post this shit? I guess getting out of that routine.
That you lose interest.
Yeah. I don't think I really lost interest.
I think you have. Just from.
I think it was just this year, busy, focused on the house, and that was my concentration. I was trying to get it all knocked out. And then once I got to the point of blah, that we've talked about, kind of stagnant, I didn't really do shit, anything, anywhere. And I had no interest in anything. And then it was just to ride the bike. And even then, I wasn't complete, just stagnant, but it got to a point where I didn't even want to ride the bike. I just want to sit on my fat ass. I'm not even playing on the phone. If I was watching something on TV, it was like nothing I can even fucking recall. Nothing like TV shows to, oh, I got to watch the next episode. Like nothing. I don't know. So, yeah, but I feel way better than all that shit now. So
Good. But yeah, Shaun's been hardcore into guns for a while. When I noticed he was getting into that stuff, I was like, he's going hard in this shit. He's buying guns left and right. This is a couple years ago.
I only have 2.
So, yeah, Shaun has 1.5 guns. So he got real hardcore into it. And then he mentioned to me briefly, he's like, "Oh yeah, I want to be a trainer," and I'm like, "Okay, cool." I like guns. I like them for personal protection. I'm not Shaun's, head over heels for that shit. And that's his hobby. That's his thing. Kind of like being automotive, just randomness.
Yeah.
Fabrication tools, stuff like that. That's how Shaun is into guns. He could school me on that shit. I could somewhat school him on some of the fabrication side of stuff. And it's what his hobby is. But when he first got into it, I thought it was cool. And then when I saw he took serious interest into it, I thought it was even more cool. And he got certified, which is even cooler because I don't even know anybody that's certified. I knew instruction, obviously,
It's just some bullshit
with
papers
firearms
on that car.
Yeah, I know. He took like a 30-minute online course and he's certified.
Nah.
But I thought it was super cool. It's so cool. I haven't even taken the class yet.
Yeah, what a cocksucker. He sounds so supportive.
I do.
No,
but no, I was thinking about that. I was like, it'd be cool for a date night once again with all 4 of us. Is go do it. One, go get hammered. Go fill in our clips with like 50-round clip magazines.
Clipazines. Damn,
Clipazines.
say it right.
Sorry. And go get blackout drunk and just go ham in the shooting range.
Yeah.
Does that sound like a good idea?
Absolutely.
Perfect. That's what I like to hear. You're a yes man.
All these motherfuckers are going to be like, well, I know who I'm not taking drinks from.
Yeah. But there's all joking aside, people.
Yeah.
Of course you don't want to get drunk. You want to get high first.
You smoke weed, so then you get the munchies. So one hand's on the brownies, the other hand's holding the gun sideways.
Yep. That's the kill shot, by the way, if anybody didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's what they do in Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, 2 in the chest sideways, 1 in the head. I did the bill drill.
But no, I have thought about taking the class, though. I thought it'd be fun.
Yeah.
That, and we talked about briefly. We talked about a week ago. You were talking about how you wanted to step up your game next year, and you're, going over what we're talking about now.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, so I want to get more into the video editing, video collaboration stuff. I said it'd be helpful. One, I do a little bit. You have way more experience at it than I do. But I would like to come over and one, get training. One, I'll pick up all the stuff you're doing with the students. And 2, I'm doing 2 things at one time.
Yeah.
And we'll have to just manage it to where we could do all that in a short amount of time.
So I've had classes that were too big for one person to really manage. And normally I don't like to do that, but when it was pretty hot and heavy and I was promoting the shit out of it, man, I was getting booked out. So my, basic fundamentals course I did once a month. I normally only like to do 10 students. It was 14, 16 students.
And that's too big for one person.
And that, realistically, because I'm lacking that one-on-one time that I can critique an individual and get them safer, right? And make sure that they're picking up what's being projected through the class. So I have a range safety officer. And a lot of times the range safety officers also like to shoot, obviously. So throughout the course of them being there, or I've had my mom come, I'm trying to get to this. She came to classes as a student, but she's also came just to take photos and both. And that's what I was going to say. So whenever I'm talking, obviously you can listen, take some photos, blah, blah, blah. But when it's time for students to shoot and they get on the line, obviously you can take some photos as I'm going through critiquing, but there also can be a spot on the line for you. So take a couple shots, take a couple photos, get up on the line, take a couple shots, practice what the curriculum is, come back, take some more photos. When you're ready, get back on the line, take some shots. So, that's an option too.
I don't know if we could do, if I go downrange while they're shooting.
Yeah.
Do like a slow-mo video? Like, you see the bullet coming at me?
Yeah, so basically what we'll do is we'll have you stand in between 2 targets.
Okay.
And as they're shooting, we can only do this in a beginner's class.
Okay. 'Cause that's the only ones that have patience.
So that way, it's a bunch of brand new shooters who are
Okay.
not real accurate.
Perfect. And
so
I can just move around and make sure I miss them.
so that way you can get all the stray bullets.
But I need to take the Matrix course first.
Oh, that's my super high tech ninja advanced class.
Well, how much is that?
$16,000.
Wow, that's a deal.
Yeah, I mean, hell, you got so
Are
many.
are you booked all the way to February still?
No, November.
November. Damn. Y'all better get on this list quick if you want that Matrix training.
I haven't even looked at my schedule yet. What's just something I was going to do this week and go ahead and post January and February's. January, I don't know if I want to do a classroom yet, only because I need to start doing social media shit. So, trying to get my social media kind of refreshed and the algorithm going again on it because, like I said, I think I've posted 6 things total in the last 2 years on my social media. But yeah, and I got to figure out how many students I've taught in the last 2 years. Update that on my website. I got a lot of shit, man. I got a lot of stuff to do in the next week. But that's why I was thinking January, I'll just start promoting myself. Go ahead and book private lessons, but I don't want to do a class because it's cold as fuck too. That's another thing.
Is the range not heated?
No, most of them are not.
Indoor, outdoor?
Indoor. Most of them are not. The heated vent system usually is around $1 million and up.
Why?
Fucking expensive. I don't know why.
They can't throw some space heaters up in there?
Oh yeah, like the local one that I go to, he's got space heaters, but it don't matter because the vent system's constantly pulling that out. So, I mean, he's got heaters on the wall behind the shooters.
So there's something. It's not like sitting outside, but in the shade.
Right, yeah. There's something there. I mean, if anything, you turn around and put your hands in front of a heater and you're good. And they're like real heaters. They're mounted up kind of angled down, and then they're mounted on the wall. So, I mean, you can walk up and get heat. And it's about, 8 foot behind you. So it's not like it's the same elements as being outside, but still it's the fact of that shit's expensive. So, damn. But yeah, so go ahead and get the next month going, ramp everything up, and that way I can go ahead and post February's class and then promote that. Just do like fucking whatever. But I'll promote that on Facebook and then start from there. And I can go ahead and schedule March and April. And also, too, I put in for another position at work. So I don't know what my schedule is going to be. So that's kind of why I'm in
Playing a factor.
limbo. Yeah. So I think we'll get the interviews done in the next week, 2 tops. And we should know something. So kind of like.
So you're running the meat department?
Yeah.
Manager of the meat.
Yeah. I put in for that. So I'm waiting to hear on that. I don't want to go ahead and start posting shit and then have to cancel or some people can't make it to that and then I have to refund them and it's just a whole bunch of bullshit. I don't want to go through all that.
Mm-hmm. So. What do you think's, obviously everybody knows why you should take a safety course and firearm trainings for obvious reasons, kind of like driver's ed for the most part. If you don't know the simple basics and principles, you could be a danger to yourself and everybody around you operating a car or operating a gun.
Yeah.
Do you think, let's start with male or female in the class that you see, because obviously you've trained both. Do you see the same trends for someone that's a novice in handling a firearm? Or do you think there is some natural, men naturally, I guess, have the big head of like, oh, I know how to shoot a gun kind of deal?
All right. So
versus females are more innocent in that sense as far as being like, oh, yeah, show me everything because I don't know shit.
Right. So, one, you hit the nail on the head with that. I thought you were going with more biological. So, naturally, women have better sight vision than men. So, they're
more cute.
Yeah, yes and no. So, I learned that whenever I did painting and shit back in the day. I learned that women can see colors and the in-depth of colors, so they can look at this color blue and tell you there is so much They can tell you so much green, so much yellow, so much orange, so much whatever, and to match this color, they can mix paint way easier because they can see into it that way versus dude's vision. But it kind of transfers over to with sights and alignment and putting on target, right? So they are a lot better with doing that quickly and learning that. But yeah, as far obviously, unless their vision's impaired by whatever. But as far as at a classroom setting, yes, women do inherently pick up everything with ease. Let me just say that.
A lot of that has to do with bad habits from the get-go, too.
Well, it's not just that. So I don't have
Because it's
all
like
my training guns are on the counter up there. So grab that black shit again. Oh, that's a different one. The other one I threw somewhere and it went somewhere. So this is just a replica toy. But every time you watch a movie, you see a video game, TV show, blah, blah, blah. What do you see? Someone's indexing the gun and their fingers on the trigger, right? So that's the first thing everyone does when they pick up a gun. They, without thinking, they are pre-programmed, so they put their finger on the trigger. That's the only thing I have to break with new students because it's just, we're programmed because that's what we see. It's not a habit, though, because there's no habit formed.
There's no habit formed, but
they're programmed because they've seen it visually a million times, right? So as soon as they index it, they go finger here. So I have to get them to index their finger straight along the side of the frame. But dudes tend to have an ego problem, and that's what I fight a lot. Mm-hmm. Whether they're brand new, Paw taught them, or they're ex-military or something, and a lot of these guys that are huge Second Amendment supporters, et cetera, doesn't mean they're good with handling firearms.
Yeah,
same with military.
Yeah.
Same with cops. Dude, I've seen so many cops that handle firearms like shit, and they carry one on their duty belt daily.
But they don't ever use it. That's the thing.
Right. I was going to say, they qualify. If they're in a department where they qualify once a year, that department's doing them a disservice, for one. But for two, dudes will take the gun out, shoot it for qualification, put the gun up, and it sits in there for the next 11 months. Mm-hmm. And then when they're 1 month away from qualifying again, they'll go to the range, they'll practice a few times, and that's it. And that's shit, man. That's garbage, especially if you're the one to protect. Someone calls you to protect themselves or a loved one.
It's kind of like, use that same instinct on a heart doctor. Yeah. That heart doctor only operated on one heart a year. Are you going to trust that son-bitch?
Hell no.
Like, we're going to try and see if this works today.
You want the dude that's doing surgeries left and fucking right.
Daily or weekly.
Because, one, that neural pathway from your brain to your extremities is intact. Two, his skill set's up to date, right? So he's pushing it beyond where he was before, bettering himself each time. So, yeah, dudes, I tend to have a hard time with a lot of the dudes that are gun guys, right? Because they already know it all. And the methods I teach are not this way or the highway, but I do tell people, like, try it my way, see if it'll work. If there's no medical reasons, then let's do that route and see if it works for you. If it doesn't, we can change something. We can modify anything. I mean, nothing is set in stone as far as the way I look at it, but I do go on the newest, best practices to be more accurate. So, I don't know. But, yeah, there's quite a few out there.
So ultimately, you'd rather have someone that is completely novice to handling a...
Not necessarily. I'd rather somebody come in. I'd rather somebody just come into the classroom and be accepting to anything.
Open-minded.
Yeah, just open-minded and try it out. And that's what any teacher wants, really. They want a student to come to class and be a student.
Anybody be a trainee.
I've had one dude that... I've had a couple people that were in the classroom that were hard-headed, but I've had one dude I straight up told him, it's like, you got to go. Like, they came here, they paid me to teach this class. They did not pay me to listen to you.
So you got to do your job.
Cut everything up and question everything that I'm telling you. And, I don't just make make up my curriculum off of fucking thin air. It's off of classes I've taken from other dudes, and most of the time it's like special forces or speed shooters and or competitive shooters that are teaching the classes that I go to that I haven't been to in 3 years. I haven't been to a class in 3 years now. So I'm going to start going to classes as well. But yeah, so it's like, it's one of those things, you know, I hate to do it and I hate to get on to someone, so to speak, but yeah, it's like time, enough's enough.
Mm-hmm.
You're taken away from them. They paid, you know, decent money to come and take this course for a reason.
Right.
They want to be able to defend themselves or a loved one from their home or out in public, you know, and that's inherently all I teach is self-defense with firearms. So your safety is your responsibility.
You don't teach carjackings?
No, not anymore.
Oh.
I took that class. Shut the fuck up.
I don't understand why not. It's a good moneymaker nowadays.
I got sued 3 times.
Oh, okay. Well, that's understandable at that point because, you know, next insurance ain't going to cover
Yeah.
carjackings.
I was gonna say I have to keep changing insurance companies, or lawyers. No,
Better call Saul.
yeah, I need to get Saul Goodman as my next lawyer. He'll probably get me out of everything.
You will.
No, man, but yeah, some people are stupid as fuck. But for the most part, man, I haven't really had bad students. I really haven't. Some people are hard-headed, but for the most part, everyone's.
I can't wait to take a class with you.
Man, I'll be like, dude, shut the fuck up. I'm gonna be like, James, get the fuck out of here now.
He's got the kill shot.
Be like, guys, look, this was unloaded. I was just kidding. Bang!
Bam!
Fucking
He's
shoots
dead.
James right in the head.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Fox
sure,
5.
yeah.
Reporting.
And they'll be like, accidental discharge or accidental shooting.
Yeah.
Like, bitch, what was the accident about that?
You're in the background like, fuck that motherfucker.
Yeah, I'd shoot him again if he was
Getting
still walking
thrown in the back of
around.
the squad car.
Yeah.
Just like Dick Cheney's accidentally shot Donald Rumsfeld
Dude.
with a
it's-
shotgun.
Right. I mean, or what was
It was an accident. Why were you pointing a gun anywhere near him?
what was the fucking shithead actor? Baldwin.
Okay, that narrows it.
Alec Baldwin. The one he just fucking
Oh,
killed.
You say bald? He ain't bald.
I said Baldwin. Baldwin.
Oh,
last
said
name.
Baldwin, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got sued. He paid undisclosed amounts. That got closed, and now he's getting sued again.
For the same thing.
2
people got hit, so I'm sure if he got
The
sued.
one that died, they did that behind closed doors. They didn't go to trial or anything. Of course, it was money.
Yeah, but that's civilly.
Yeah.
All right, criminal.
Criminally, I think nothing.
I haven't checked into it, but that's bullshit.
It's been a couple weeks since I've came across it, and then I dove into it a little bit just to find out what's actually going on.
All right, so let's paint a picture, okay?
Hold on. First off, you know how many kids this motherfucker has?
Who?
Alec Baldwin?
No.
A ton. He's
Like-
still pumping them out. Like, he just had another one
What?
recently. Yes.
Isn't it like dust
She's
coming
like-
out now?
Yeah, it's like it used to be a fog machine. Now it's a dust machine.
Yeah. It looks like a salt shaker every time he busts
Yeah.
a nut.
But no, I stumbled across that. I was like, his wife is in her 30s, beautiful.
What the
And-
fuck? He's like in his 80s.
No, he's in his 60s, late 60s, I believe. But either way, he just had another kid,
That's sick.
another little kid. Like
He's
baby
got
kid.
kids older than his wife.
I think his oldest is around 20.
No, his oldest got to be older than
I
that.
think so. Either way, we'll look
He's
that
in
up
his
later.
60s. He didn't start having kids till he's in his 40s. Nah. If he's got that many
All right,
kids,
I'm
he's
looking
been
it up.
pumping them out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's go ahead.
look that shit
But
up.
I thought that was crazy because he just had a kid and he's old as he is.
Yeah. That's
That's what money buys you.
Damn. He's
Hey.
on his way to dying. I mean, I don't know. That's sick.
Anyways,
right,
go ahead.
so-
What were you saying? I just had to throw that.
Oh,
there.
I was going to
forgot
paint a
about it.
picture. All right, so let's paint a picture. Let's say that it's not some A-list celebrity. Let's say it's not someone well-known or a politician. Let's say I want to produce a movie, okay? Maybe it's a movie to promote my business. So we're going to YouTube it up. I want you to come and film it for me. I'm going to have my buddy, who's a big gun guy, bring firearms. We're going to go to the range. All right. My buddy shows up. He puts all the guns on the table, says, hey, they're unloaded. Okay, cool. Hey, James, are you ready to start filming? Hey, James, this motherfucker, let me get his attention. James, I pick up this gun and I point it at you and I pull the trigger and it shoots you. What's going to happen? The cops are going to show the fuck up. EMS is going to show up to attend to you. Cops are going to show up. They're going to put me in cuffs, take me to fucking jail, and I'm going to be incarcerated, and the DA is going to press charges on me for negligence. It might be a third-degree manslaughter, third-degree homicide, third-degree, whatever the case. Why the fuck didn't that happen to either of those two shitheads? That pisses me off.
Money.
Exactly. But that pisses me. I mean, they should be held accountable just like the rest of the people. 1, 2,
Tons
3, 4,
of little
5,
shitheads.
6. Damn, his oldest, is that all of his kids?
I don't know.
Because that's like he
kids.
started 8 years ago.
He started like last month.
Right.
No, I was trying to find his oldest kid. Anyway,
That's a lot.
So yeah, I was showing Shaun on my phone, just a general. I looked up
Alec
Baldwin family, pulls up photos, and it's cute little photos of in their house or out in public, and he has 6, 7 little shitheads less than 10 years old. His wife looks like she's 21.
Yeah. There's no fucking way. Be
Oh my
like,
God.
bitch, how do you like guzzling half decrepit damn semen? Like it's halfway decayed already by the time it even gets in you. That's sick, man. Anyways, but for the fact of they're not charged, that pisses me off, because if I were to do that and we were producing a movie for YouTube, they wouldn't give a fuck. Be like, whoa, we're producing a movie, and put your hands behind your back. Wait, Alec Baldwin just got away with this. Why the fuck can't I? Nah, dude, that's bullshit, man. So I think that's where
27 years old is
the oldest,
Ireland Baldwin.
Okay,
Yeah.
and
so
you said
that
his
was
wife is in their 30s,
right.
So
But no, she's probably from a different marriage, I'm guessing.
Obviously, shithead. Yeah, she gave birth at 9.
Fuck you, Shaun. That bitch is a 6'1". That's a huge bitch.
Who? The daughter or the wife?
The daughter.
6'1".
That's a big.
That's.
She's tall as fuck.
We should start some bullshit here. Be like, that was whenever he had sex with that Brittany Gardner. That's how Gardner got home from Russia. Alec called his
Those
president.
videos get weird on Google search.
Dude.
Alec Baldwin.
I don't even want to know. They have a picture of him and damn
his daughter.
Brittany.
Yeah.
Kicking it in the hot tub.
Smoking a joint on Russian Airways.
I'm
I'm joining the Mile High Club with Mr. Putin.
Yeah. But yeah, that.
But as far as that goes, it's insane what popularity, money, and so on will get you. You get locked up for a split second. And I think he did it. They did lock him up, but of course he was bailed out a couple hours later.
Right. All they
and
did
he
was
gonna
book him.
Yeah,
they didn't lock
booked
him up.
Right.
They booked him, processed him, bailed
Right.
him.
Yeah.
Done.
And he got his bail, and he won't ever see a day in jail. He might get like not house arrest, but what do they call it? Probation.
Probation.
Yeah, I think he is on probation right now.
That's bullshit. If he's on probation, that means he already went through due process. You're not on probation.
But who's at fault? Obviously, he's a handler of the gun. But the thing is, they have people in place.
It doesn't matter.
That are firearms.
Every person that
whatever
wants
they
to
are.
handle a real firearm needs training. Period. That's my opinion.
And I get that, but they're on a movie set. They know they got a bunch of props,
Right.
just like everything else.
Right.
Why is there live ammunition on site?
They said
first
because
place.
they were shooting the guns after hours at the set. Target
And no one
practice,
thought to check it before it got used that day. Or
apparently.
and I'm like,
Well, a lot of times,
to me, obviously Alec Baldwin's at fault there, but at the same time, the guys that are, what's the name for those people? Armors, like
Yeah.
Master Armor or something.
I mean, maybe usually an armor or someone that knows how to tear apart, clean, replace, repair,
Okay.
blah, blah, blah.
Well, for conversation reasons, I'll just call them master armor. That's handling the guns. That's making sure, they're going to work properly on set, make sure there's no live munitions available on set or anywhere on set, and as far as that's concerned. But why aren't they being also charged with the same thing? Because they're one job for the day is, 1, make sure they're there, and 2, they have guns. 3, there's no live ammunition in the guns.
Right. So
that's
but I think
there's
that's
a
where
lot more than one person at fault, probably.
I think that anyone that wants to manipulate a real firearm needs to know all that shit also.
Correct, I agree.
I don't think you need to know how to fix a fucking firing pin or replace
No.
a spring or, I mean, none of that shit. But here's the thing. So I grabbed a firearm here. I'm going to point it at James's head. I'm just kidding.
Click.
Totally kidding. So here's the problem, and I'll describe this for those that are just listening. So if I have a closed chamber and I insert a magazine, most people go, okay, let me press the mag release. The magazine comes out. Now the source of ammunition is gone. That's a cleared firearm. And then they'll take this selfie. James had to do a selfie. But then they'll take this and they'll set it on a table and say, okay, well, that gun's ready to be used for the TV show. But what they didn't do is they didn't check the breech of the chamber to see if there was a round in here, right? That incident was actually a revolver. So they just left whatever ammunition was in the cylinder. And they never even checked it, let it eat, right? The deal with Bruce Lee's son, Brandon Lee. Remember the movie The Crow? Same thing happened to him, but it was semi-autos like this. But it was a whole fucking... they don't know. They don't know what gun it came from is what they said. Because that scene, he was standing on the table, right, and there's like 10 people around the table all shooting him. They didn't know which firearm it came from, which is not really fucking hard to do. But whatever.
Forensics expert figure it out, I'm sure.
Oh, man. In 10 minutes.
They could trace the gun and all that crap.
Yeah, but the guns...
But they don't know who had what, if they all had the exact same model of some sort.
But they had that on camera, so they know who had what.
Probably.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It was just a way for them to push that shit under the rug. Mm-hmm. Kind of the same thing that's going on with Alec Baldwin, you know.
He'll still make movies.
And him throwing tons of money to whoever to keep the shit behind closed doors. That's bullshit. So, anyways, the biggest thing is you remove the source ammunition, you make sure the chamber of the breech is clear, and then everyone now knows, me and you, right here. We can look at it, we can feel, we can see, we can check. This is unloaded. Set that on the table. There's no fucking questions asked. Bam. So, for those that are handling that don't know basic safety protocol checks, that's bullshit in my opinion. If you want to be cool on TV and play with real guns because that's what they're doing, fine. Know how to manipulate them safely. Period. I know a lot of times they hire companies or hire instructors or hire whatever.
Yep.
And that's fine, but if they didn't take a good course and or do what they were supposed to do, the instructor should have said, yeah, he needs another day. But I'm sure he didn't. He was like, oh, it's Alec Baldwin. He's good.
Yeah.
Good to go.
I don't want to,
And then he takes this gun, points it at someone, pulls the trigger. People that are not even acting, I mean, he shouldn't have even pointed it at them and pulled the trigger. So that's negligence. Mm-hmm. He's at fault, 100%. Why did he point the gun at them too and pull the trigger?
So obviously he's at fault, and that's obviously because he's the one that physically did the harm in this case.
And that's what he kept saying was, we got a safety person.
Would you say the master armor would be held responsible too? That his sole dedicated job is to make sure there's complete gun safety on site? If you're an insurance
if that's in
lawyer,
the contract.
Right.
If that's in the contract.
I'm sure they are in some sort of way.
I don't know. I've never worked for movies, but if someone wants to go ahead and pick me up after hearing this podcast.
He's an expert.
No, but I mean, all bullshit aside, if you walk up and set that on the table and say, hey, Shaun, that's safe and good to go, I take your word for it. That's negligent. I need to check for myself. So whether that was in the contract for the safety expert, you in this instance, and you're telling me that thing's clear and safe and ready to go, if that was in the contract, then yeah, you're also at fault. But I pulled the trigger. So you could be on some, assistant or, by association or whatever charge if that's what they want to do. But if they're not charging this motherfucker and putting him in jail for it, then no, you shouldn't be charged and held accountable for nothing. Honestly.
I bet there's a bunch of gray area in these contracts.
Oh, I'm sure.
In reference to that.
I'm sure. But I mean, there's gray area in everything,
There
so
is.
people can have a loophole to get out of shit.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, as far as firearms go, man, it is the end all be all equalizer to make sure you can protect yourself and your family. 100%. If you haven't had training, seek training. And I'm not just saying that for a plug for myself. I'm saying that for in general, so you have a better knowledge. And the knowledge is in a safety aspect, but it's also in a self-defense aspect. So you can manipulate better and be inherently more accurate and get the job over and done with, right? But yeah, for like those cats, just because they're somebody special, they don't get charged. That's bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's all.
But ultimately, you obviously see more females in your class, correct?
I do a lot more female classes.
Is it just you get more requests for that, or is...
Actually, the first year and a half, I only did co-ed.
Mm-hmm.
And just anybody.
So I was wondering if that's... Do you think there's that mindset, macho man?
Yeah. Yeah,
My
100%.
my dad, my friend, he showed me how to shoot a gun one time.
Most
in the field.
most dudes get taught by dad or granddad, whether right or wrong. Then they watch John Wick, and then they
become
play
experts.
Call of Duty,
Mm-hmm.
and they're good.
Yeah,
they don't need training.
Skill set's done.
And that's a guy's mentality. Like, I'll watch a YouTube video on how to build a fucking house, and now I'm a master fucking. I don't need anyone to show me. I'm a master contractor, right? Mm-hmm. So, but that's just our mentality. That's how we're built.
Right.
We feel like we can do it. So it's not saying, hey, that's a bad trait per se, but it is negligent when it comes to things like that. So, same thing with building a house. Yeah, I'm a master contractor. I got certified on YouTube.
Right.
Now you build the house, and then
48 hours
and
on
then
one guy,
and then
one
it
channel.
Collapses and kills the family. Right. So same thing. It's negligent.
So what are you saying about my house?
I'm saying that's gonna fuck. I'm never stepping because I know the two jackasses that's done a good bit of that.
The roof is still on.
The roof is still on.
I'm still missing a few screws, but we'll take care of that later.
Yeah.
When it gets warm again.
When it gets warmer, I'm not coming back over there until midsummer so I can sweat some more.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll bitch because it was too hot.
It's so hot.
Yeah. Well,
none of my clothes fixed. I lost 40 pounds in 2 days.
I wish. I need to. So I did that whole bet diet shit, lost 20 pounds in 60 days. Now I'm back 20 pounds plus 4. More than what I was when I started.
And so you said those goals, obviously business is 1, personal health, I'm sure, is 2, 3, or 4.
Yeah, so me and your sister were just talking about this. That's the only thing that sucks because everyone does the whole New Year's resolution, going to the gym. So for the next at least, pow, it's just a gun. Yeah. So for the next 2 months, the gyms are going to be fucking packed.
You just got to go off hours.
Yeah.
You can't go after work.
It depends on
middle of
the
day.
Gym hours because they still got stupid fucking hours from COVID.
But never go after 5.
Yeah.
Because it's for the next 30 days, it's going to be jammed up.
Yeah.
And this is where those gyms make their money. People sign up for 1 year contracts, go for a couple weeks,
100%.
Fuck this, and they get all your money.
Yeah. Or it's not even fuck this. It's just, I'm not going to go today.
Yeah. And then it turns into the next day.
I'm not going to go tomorrow.
Turns into a week.
Yeah. Month, year.
That's it.
Yep. But yeah, all right. So obviously, I already said the whole family, church, health, ramping the business up, and really, man, get back on projects of this house. And then obviously when it gets warmer, we're going to start back on yours. I know you were still doing a lot of shit through it being cold, but it's too fucking cold right
It's too
now.
cold.
Yeah, I mean to do anything, like even go fix my froze up broken pool. Did I tell you? Oh yeah.
Oh, the pump break.
Yeah, I thought about it and I didn't do it, but one of the return lines, all I had to do was put a valve on it, so I could have just shut it off, then released the water that was in the bottom filter next to the pump, and I didn't, so that stayed full of water. What does water do when it freezes?
Bust that cap off.
It expands. Yeah, it broke that cap off. So it's the second time it's done that. Or no, first time it's done it with this setup, because I bought all new shit 2 years ago. So last year it froze and broke, and then this year I was like, yeah, I'll do something beforehand. It's froze and broke. I was like,
I've replaced quite a few of those at the last house.
yeah. So
It is, but it wasn't like this. This, we knew it was coming way in advance. It'll usually get me like, we have like a one cold snap night where
yeah.
it's 20 and it's like, bloop.
Yeah.
Then next morning my pool's half empty.
So I've got to do something because my pool is actually frozen right now. Everything's frozen because we're below 20s. Last few days it's been single
And that's
digits.
cold as shit for us Southerners.
Yeah, in Georgia. In Georgia, down here in the South.
If it sprinkles snow, the whole state locks down,
Yeah.
or all Southern states for that matter.
Yeah, no shit.
But I was looking at South Dakota, it was like -40. And I'm like, who the fuck wants to live in that? Which I know it's not like that year round, but
no
they
way.
have, spreads of weeks on end where it's in the negatives easy.
Yep.
Not including wind chill. That's just the temperature.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who the hell wants to live in that?
No way, man.
I couldn't do it.
But it's like, we were talking too. All right, so before we go sidetrack on all that shit, what's your New Year's goals
Well, I think I mentioned them already.
besides sucking this dick?
Besides sucking dick, I'm going to work on myself.
Yeah.
And from there, I'm obviously in a better mood.
Yeah.
You've probably picked up on it.
Oh,
like I said,
everyone has.
Christmas was good this year.
Yeah.
I didn't have much to bitch about at all. I'm
Did you get a
gradually.
new gun?
What?
Did you get a new gun for Christmas?
No.
Me neither. It's
I didn't-
bullshit, Charlene.
No, Misty bought me my first personal firearm. That was years ago.
Yeah, I remember.
And that one,
Ooh,
the one
that
that she
was
bought me just got thrown and it's broken now. So don't buy Glock.
Actually, that was a SIG replica, the
Oh.
226.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what the hell any of that means.
SIG Sawyer.
I know what SIG is, but
Okay.
I'm not a gun person.
P226. Yeah, whatever.
Got it.
Anyways, it's
Got
a
that in
model.
there.
It's like G43 or you have a 27.
Anyways, so
This motherfucker's
back
like,
to
whatever.
us, and I'm gonna work on myself.
Yeah.
My health is one of the big ones I've been concentrating on. I've been slacking on, and your cup is empty again. But no, I really want to work on myself. Business is one of the big aspects of it. My house is way behind schedule. As we're coming up on 2 years of living in our camper, which has been, for the most part, easy for me and my family. As we've gotten more involved and the camper gets fuller of junk, especially right here at Christmas, all the kids' stuff that they received, which we're super thankful for. The camper is getting smaller and smaller, not physically, just mentally, because our space is very limited. And that is creating a little bit of a strain. It's not something that's so obvious, but you notice it with time. The first year, I would say, was a breeze. We were getting accustomed to it. The kids are fine. I figured the kids would have the biggest issues with it, but they don't know anything else. Like Abigail, she's the oldest. She's accustomed to living in a house. Madeline was two-ish, almost two.
Almost.
Yeah, so she's 18 months old when we moved in the camper. So she knows the camper.
Yeah, she
That's all
doesn't
she
know
knows
anything.
for the most part.
Yeah.
So when we move in our house, it's gonna be like a damn mansion.
Yeah, she was like, oh, shit.
It's gonna be a mansion to me because
Ballin'.
I'm used to 200-300 square feet of
Yeah.
livable space.
Sure.
And
No
right
way.
now, with all this cold weather we've had, we have frozen pipes, and we haven't taken a shower in our camper in 3
Really?
days. Which we've taken a shower up
Fuck.
at the house, but
Nasty.
toilet, sink, washing dishes. We have a pile. Of
I didn't know
dishes
that
this
shit
high.
busted.
Yeah. So we have the 100-foot water hose feeding it from the well house,
Right.
and it froze from that first. And the thing is, I woke up early that night, about 3:00. We had a windstorm come through.
Yeah.
You guys don't notice it because you live in a nice house, but living in a camper, that
You
thing
hear
is
shit.
like this the whole damn night.
Okay, James.
Misty went to bed about 2:00.
Gotta fix my mic again.
I woke up about 3:00 from the wind and her getting up and down, getting the kids. checking on them.
Like, damn, bitch, get in bed.
Yep.
Quit.
And we let our faucets drip inside the camper. We just figured that out over a short amount of time living in the camper. And right about 7 o'clock on the dot, I gradually looked over to see if it slowed down or anything. It just stopped. And you would think it'd be the opposite, but that's also one of the coldest parts of the day is right before the sun rises.
Yep.
And it hasn't thawed out since. And the little cartridges, people that go camping, they have filters that you just basically screw onto the water hose. Those are, blown apart from freeze, which is fine, but we don't have no water, so that's a big issue. So things like that are really slowly getting on my nerves of living in a camper.
I'll bet. Imagine living up north in that temperature.
No. I don't know how people do it. Obviously, their houses are built differently.
Yeah, but I'm talking about in your camper, bro.
Yeah, and people are living up there because I'm part of a few, full-time living Facebook pages.
Yeah.
And what they do, they do a lot more things to secure the house.
Obviously, they'd have to.
They'll enclose the bottom, like the skirting, kind of like a mobile home.
Yeah.
Put space heaters under there because their pipes are freezing underneath.
Yeah.
And I thought about doing that, but I'm like, I really don't want to. It's just me being lazy.
All right. Yeah, but I guess you can do like some temporary bullshit.
You can. And I did end up buying some polystyrene to go around the camper, and I started. I have 4 slides on my camper versus it just being like an Airstream where you just go around it once.
Right.
Like I would have to build it out like I was building a damn
foundation.
Like a foundation almost. And I didn't feel like putting that much effort into it.
Yeah.
And knowing that we get a decent amount of wind where we're at on top of the mountain.
Yeah.
We get some straight line winds, and it'll blow it out, and then it'll piss me off. And I wasn't setting myself up to be pissed off.
Dude,
spend all that money and time.
Think about, so I live in this house, right? Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and maybe it was 2 days before, and then Christmas Eve. We spent $30 something dollars a day in our electricity. That's how much power we used. It's $100 for 3 fucking days, man.
Well, if you close it off, the west wing and the east wing, and just stay in the central area, the foyer.
That's $100 for 3 days. So you do that 30 days. That's $1,000. That's why my wife was saying that, and then I did that math real quick, and she goes, "I guess that's why everyone uses propane up there." I said it'd have to be because there's no fucking way at the prices we pay down here for electricity. If it's anywhere close to that up there, there's no way you can afford to live like that. $1,000 a month for.
I don't know a whole lot of infrastructure up there, but for heating reasons, I do know they use, wood boilers, oil burners, or oil.
Wood stove.
Yeah, like old school stuff, like down in the basement. A lot of the older houses up there, or even some of the newer ones, still.
Like Aunt Mary's house.
Yeah, they have like actual boilers and burners. I'm not super familiar, so I'm gonna sound stupid when I say it.
She's got a wood burning stove that's on there. They live in a split level
house.
So the very bottom level's got a wood burner stove, and I know it's piped ducts that go up through the house. That's all I know. But the wood burning stove, simple, easy. Just walk up, throw in pine, whatever the fuck you want. Pine burns really hot. Or pine in that bitch, close it off, and it'll burn for hours without adding more wood to it.
But they use a lot of different things, like oil, like not necessarily crude oil. I'm not super familiar with it, but they use oil. They'll have actual oil trucks pull up, like a propane truck here locally.
We need to get your mom to say that shit next year.
What?
Earl.
Yeah. But they use a lot of different technologies versus just, flipping a switch on and the furnace kicks on and you have electricity.
Yeah.
So when I'm building my house, I'm using 2 different style purposes of fuel. One, electricity, and also propane, because for the worst case scenario, if we have a catastrophic, winter storm or whatever the case might be, and we lose power for days on end or a tornado, I have a way of taking showers, cooking, and so on.
Yeah.
I don't want to be so reliant on one source.
Yeah.
And it's cheaper.
I was going to say it's cheaper. That's
but the thing is, like electricity prices usually, moderate throughout the entire year. They'll go up, they'll go down. Propane will have spikes in the wintertime for obvious reasons.
Yeah, but you fill that shit up beforehand.
Yeah.
Get a big enough tank.
And you make it through.
Yeah. Like for you guys, 500-gallon tank would last you.
Depends on use. A lot of it has to do with use. But I would say a 500-gallon tank will last Larry and Diane, they're older. They don't use, they're not wasteful.
Yeah.
I guess the best way to say it. And they go through about 250 gallons, roughly summer months, probably half the year.
Wow.
But they're using that strictly for cooking.
Right.
They have gas logs in their house, and
Dude,
obviously
so-
they'll leave those on 24/7.
Right. So, if y'all were a little wasteful, you could do 1,000-gallon tank.
But 500-gallon tank should hold us through the winter months.
Yeah, but I'm saying buy it in the cheapest.
Buy it in the
spring.
slump of the season.
Right, spring or summer, whenever it's going to be the cheapest.
Mm-hmm.
Buy it then, have it filled up then.
Right.
That's what I would do.
I don't think there's that drastic. I'm thinking like, there might be a swing of 20 cents a gallon.
Yeah, but fuck, 500 gallons, 20 cents.
Mm-hmm.
Good little chunk.
$200 roughly.
Yeah. So
It's a little bit.
yeah, so why not go ahead and get you a bigger tank? Don't be cheap, bitch.
Because I already have a tank there off the
Oh,
old
do you?
house. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
I have a little 500-gallon tank.
Oh,
But you
wow.
can only fill it up to like 80%. That's
Oh,
the way
wow.
that works.
That's bullshit. All right, so you got a 425-gallon tank.
But either way, so yeah, work on the house is one of my goals. Is I ideally in the back of my head, everybody asks me, when are you gonna be done? When are you gonna be done? Well, I'm self-building. I am going to
I'm
end
gonna
up
be done when I'm done, motherfuckers.
depending on how the economy treats me and the business and personally finances. I'll probably hire some of the more stuff out I plan on doing myself strictly because I want to meet that deadline and not have a reason of why. For instance, I started plumbing a couple weeks ago. I was waiting on a few contractors to get to me because I wanted them to do the rough end.
Yeah.
I was getting some crazy prices. Obviously, I'm not a plumber. There's a license. There's a lot that goes into hiring a professional, and I couldn't bring myself to spend that kind of money when it was one, the materials there, the trenches dug, and all you gotta do is stub ups.
Yeah.
It sounds simple enough.
Yeah.
And it is. It's probably for a professional. It's probably a day and a half worth of work, maybe 2 days tops. It would take me probably 4 or 5 days to do it by myself, but I couldn't bring myself to spend $7,000+ on just labor for a day and a half.
I need to call William. William, you need to come over and do his shit.
Any plumbers in the northwest area of Georgia need some work, which I highly doubt it because trades are hard to come by nowadays. You
Yep.
are sitting on a chopping block
Yeah.
of getting work. So I know that's not going to happen, but I would like to hire someone because I want it one and done, and I don't
Yeah.
want 400 re-inspections for my house, which this is probably the route I'm going to go financially. It's the only way I can afford it.
I got a buddy that owns a plumbing company.
Why didn't you call him already, Shaun?
Because I didn't think
Because
about
you
it.
don't think about me at all.
No, I don't. Yeah, that's how I think about you, motherfucker. Grab it. No, I'm just
The cone?
kidding. Yeah, you already
But
did.
yeah, so ultimately, I'm just going to work on that, work on the house. I don't have giant plans, but I am starting something from scratch,
Yeah.
which will be fun. I'm kind of excited and scared at the same time because there's a huge investment on my part. But with my, I have positive thoughts.
Yeah.
Stay positive. It will be positive.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if the economy tanks next week, so be it.
Then you stop building
Yeah.
I
I stop
mean-
building and
and keep
I
rocking
get
in your camper.
construction insurance. I burn the bitch down, collect my money, and live in the camper the rest of my life. Oh shit!
You can't
Yeah,
say
edit that shit out.
Oh man.
But no shit. But no, the camper is getting tighter on us.
Yeah.
It's getting more strenuous between all of us because we're at this point where we need more space,
Yeah.
and
100%.
it gets tough. And Missy's always saying, you're out of the camper. One, I like staying busy. I can't stand to sit still.
Yeah.
Yesterday, we were laying around the house at my in-laws, having a great time. But me sitting around, not doing nothing, just carrying on conversation, sure. But I start dozing off. Like you dozed off at Mom's house.
Yeah. Because I
If
do
I
the
get,
same shit.
if I sit still and I don't have something consuming my time, like making my brain actually work.
I was about to pass out
I
at my
pass out.
mom's too.
Yeah.
Later that day. It just, yeah, I'm the same way.
I don't like being stagnant. I
Yeah.
like constantly doing
If
something.
I do, it's night, bitch.
Mm.
So, gotta have something to keep those wheels moving.
I like staying productive. Ultimately, that's my main reason is I like being productive and working towards something,
Yeah.
whether it's cleaning up, organizing. She's like, well, you come in here and clean up.
Well,
I'm like, why? I'm like,
yeah.
that little shithead over there in the corner, my kid, is going to make a mess as soon as I turn around.
I was gonna say you want to start cleaning up more, guys, and
Yeah.
right there.
Cool. I used to do like Larry's. I go in Larry's shop and just like get a trash can on one end of the, just start shoveling shit in there.
Yeah, I'm down. There's.
Yep.
Let me get. There's 2 things up there. Just kidding. Oh man, but yeah, it's gonna be.
But nothing out of the ordinary besides, normal stuff. And Shaun was talking about his business briefly. I say briefly, it's like 30 minutes, but Shaun wanted me to bring up my business, and I have, we'll call them 2 businesses because they are separated from each other.
Yeah.
But the main one, not the main one, I won't speak of just because I don't want to be there's a couple different reasons.
He's a contractor for Walmart.
Yeah, but I do custom metal fabrication. It's the best way to sum it up. I do CNC plasma cutting, and
he makes metal dildos. So for all y'all interested,
rust free. You don't have to worry about them getting wet. Nothing.
Yeah, it's called the steel dough.
Steel dough.
And there's a steel dough. Oh, it's long. It's hard. It's not wood.
But no, that's what I do. That's one of them. It's not a huge money maker, but I enjoy doing it from time to time. It's just the market is so flooded. I know you were pushing me more towards, and Misty was, as far as using the tools I have and push that business a little bit harder. And I don't have a giant interest. I enjoy doing it.
Don't wink at me, bitch.
I had something in my eye.
Yeah, sure.
And I don't have any wants or needs to do that full time.
Yeah.
It's not a large. The market's flooded is the best way to put it.
And you're bored and ready to move on.
I am.
To a point.
In a sense. Like my main business that does actually produce and provide for the family, I enjoy doing still because it requires me to use a lot of engineering aspects to I picked up whatever that noise was out of your mouth.
Was it loud?
It was like
oh, I yawned.
But anyways, but yeah, so the metal stuff, it's fun. But I want to move on to something else.
Yeah.
It's just, if you don't have interest in it, I won't enjoy it, especially if I'm not making, fair money at it. Definitely not enjoyable to me.
Yeah.
So I enjoy doing it, but it's not only for the money. I enjoy what I do. And I think what I'm moving on to, which I'll announce later on once it's, secured and done.
Yeah.
I'll announce what I'm doing, and none of the viewers are going to give a shit, but at least.
They'll be like, oh, wow,
that's cool.
Doing more than making steel doughs.
Yeah. Giant ones.
And a contractor for Walmart.
Yep. Aisle 6.
Yeah. Yeah, I ain't gonna say that. But yeah, man. So about to hit the new year. We're gonna keep going once a fucking week with this. Firearm training is about to go off the fucking chain.
Chain.
Yeah. 2 chain.
That's John's recording, by the way.
No, it wasn't. You just heard him. That was James. But anyways, and then as far as the family goes, hell, my kid keeps getting fucking promotions. My oldest.
You step your game up, shithead.
Yeah. He. Well, I'm not at a promotion spot. I'm at a bid spot.
Oh.
We have to put in for it.
You have to put in for the meat?
Yeah. Best man for the job gets it.
Mm.
So they're going to look at my little package and go, keep going, kid. We're going to get somebody else.
We have enough spam on the shelf.
Little can of tuna.
Oh, beanie weenies.
But yeah, I think it's going to be a good year. I think the economy is in the air. I think it's going to continue to get worse before it gets any better, for sure. But I'm optimistic. I hope for the best. And as far as your shit goes, I hope this works out.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it starts banging.
And that's the whole thing, is what's keeping me on the reason I didn't pull the trigger sooner is strictly because I was contemplating myself. I was going back and forth. I was just beating myself up. Like, what's the economy going to do? I reached out to some friends, some business acquaintances, and just touched base with them, asking them how's it look from their aspect, because they're in the trades field. They're a service provider of some sort, of privately owned in businesses. And they said everything's good. Besides the holidays, everything slows down as far as being a service provider for the most part, because people are crunching pennies.
Yeah, I was going to say not just that, anything towards the end of the year, because they're trying to crunch.
Mm-hmm. So, and they're all saying everything's been on the up and up, and nothing but positive remarks in that regard, and that kind of gave me the reassurance. Not to say, yeah, let's go 100%, but it kind of filled up that cup of a yes or no cup.
I'll fill your cup up. Skeet, skeet.
Buttercup, and so I decided to make that trip.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. If I fall on my ass, I fall on my ass. If I don't, then it's gonna be nothing but good stuff.
Yeah, but I mean,
My work ethic, and this is me fucking tooting my own fucking horn.
hell yeah, beating on his own fucking
I'm
chest.
gonna beat that drum.
After he
But
beats
no,
his
I have the work
dick.
ethic, and I have the networking. Know how I believe that it will be successful.
Yeah.
And I have confidence in myself, and that's everything.
Oh,
That's all I care about.
hell yeah, fuck the haters.
Fuck everybody.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing too is social media, market yourself. I mean, it's done great for me, even though Facebook's very anti Second Amendment. I've still done really good off promoting on it. So I'll continue that unless Zuckerberg has changed the algorithms and he fucks my eyeballs out.
I could do that by myself.
Hell yeah. Exactly. I just do it with the dildo James made me for Christmas.
I'll bring an example in next week. Speaking of dildo, we had a friend come by, and he was talking about making just random stupid shit for Christmas gifts for his buddies. And one year I made Travis, who was on a couple weeks ago, or last
week.
And it was just randomly, I was like, what can I make him at the table? This is a couple years ago. I was like, I can make him a paperweight, something for his desk. He's in a machine field, so he's around, big tooling, a bunch of guys usually. I was like, something to be funny. And so I just drew. I need to find the picture. This is why we need a green screen, Shaun, so everybody can see it. But I drew the simplest penis, a giant arched penis with two balls.
Wait, was this fucking big?
Yes, it was big. It was at a 1/4-inch plate too, so I had some scrap.
Oh, damn.
That penis is worth at least probably $50 in scrap metal.
Damn.
And I just drew a big smiley face, like a simple smiley face on the head. And I said, here you go, buddy. And he's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? It's a paperweight. Take it to work. You fucking slam it down and you just leave it there. And it's a conversation piece. It's like anything. Who doesn't want a steel penis around them? Welcome back.
I was waiting for someone to say they didn't. Because
see?
obviously
Everybody
does.
Yeah,
Right.
see, everybody in the room right now. We have a whole production
The whole casting crew,
cast crew.
everybody back here.
Ray,
then
you go with the steel piece. Yeah.
Hey, Jose, don't
Hey,
don't forget
don't fuck up the stripes in the yard later.
don't forget we're in their apartment, dude.
I know. Thank you, Jose and Maria. Thank you.
Jesus.
Corn tortillas next time, please.
Oh, we're going to hell.
Yeah. No, you are.
What? No, I repent to the dude in the little box at the Catholic Church. Oh, shit. Anyways, I think it was a good episode.
Yeah.
I think we're at a good spot. We'll go ahead and call it. New year, man. So Christmas was good. Holidays was good. Mentally, we're in a better spot, even though we wasn't awful. Yeah. Good things, man. Good vibes.
Last 2 weeks have been good.
Yeah. 3
Consistent
weeks.
Good.
No,
3 weeks.
third
4
week.
weeks. But
Yeah.
as far as consistency, there wasn't no break in the days.
Yeah.
And I told Missy that on the way out here. I told her, and I'm repeating myself. I said, I'm glad. I said, I was anticipating it to be a really shitty Christmas considering what this year has given me.
Yeah.
Mentally.
I got socks and underwear, bitch. Top that.
I did too. I got clothes. And I was happy about that because one other thing living in a camper is my closet is this big, people. And it's,
Just talking 14 inches wide, maybe.
yeah, but maybe 16 tops.
Yeah.
And I was deep enough to put a t-shirt hanging up in there. It's nothing. Now I don't have no space to put on my new clothes. So it's time for a new camper.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Balling. Getting a 60-foot fifth wheel.
Why don't you just build your fucking house and move into that?
Because I get a bigger camper. We just stay there.
Oh, gosh. Misty.
Mhm.
Anyways.
Enough chatting it up. We had fun.
Yeah, man.
Everybody, hope you had a wonderful Christmas.
And hope all of y'all have a happy new year. And don't make bullshit resolutions. Make good goals.
Resolutions are stupid.
I mean, they don't last. I mean, so make good goals. Small, achievable, and stair step them. Go to.
No, just take a big bite out of that bitch. Fuck it.
Yeah.
The whole
Anyways.
thing about biting a piece of an elephant. Sean don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Motherfucker, you use
Just
that.
cut that motherfucker in half and go to town on it.
I've heard you use that analogy so many
So
times.
stupid.
Yeah.
You're
But
an elephant. I got an elephant leg for you.
I got an elephant trunk, but it's a really short one.
Oh, that even sound like an elephant?
Oh, it sounded like a fucked up midget horse. Oh, gosh. All right. We're going to.
Let's hear your best elephant.